Hello everyone, Vicky Verley here, Rock and Roll Prophetess. This is going to be an all signs money, career, finance mini reading update. That's a mouthful. We're going to go sign by sign and we're going to focus in on money, career, finances for each of the 12 signs. You can either scroll on the bottom or your sign will be displayed over here in the bottom right when we get to it. Before we get started, my name is Vicky Verley and you're watching the Rock and Roll Prophetess on YouTube. Don't be fooled by imposters. I have many decades of professional reading experience with actual clients, thousands and thousands of clients. And the special reading that I'm offering now is the solstice reading. This is going to probably be the last psychic astrology reading for the year. It's going to be an interesting one because we have a lot of planets ingressing into Aries, but also Chiron will be in Taurus at that time. So these are the things that will be focused in on and discussed. It's a reading that spans at least the next 3 months or the upcoming season, but really even it could be a whole year kind of a situation. All right, without further ado, let's get into the sign-by-sign readings, and we're going to start with the sign of Aries. We're going to pull 2 cards from each deck and get rolling here. So I've already shuffled. Let's go ahead and cut 2 cards this way. We have the Page of Fire. That's a representation of you. And the Eight of Cups, rather. I keep wanting to shuffle more, but I already did shuffle. And then over here we have the Four of Swords, and we have the Page of Swords. Well, it looks like this is talking about, it also looks like I'm going to zoom in a little. Aries, I always say every month, you guys get to go first, but you get a little, sometimes there's a little bit of adjustment that has to happen for Aries to get it. You get the first, but you also have to tolerate these little adjustments. Okay, this is the reading. Here we go. Much better. I want you to be able to see the cards. That's why I want to really be zoomed in as much as I can. Well, you've been waiting. You've been waiting, maybe 4 weeks, 4 months. This could even be 4 years. This could also be maybe advising you to wait. Because after all, you're showing up here as the Page of Fire. That's you as a younger person, perhaps, or an element, an aspect of you or your personality. It is the youth. I'm hearing, I are the youth gone wild. Da, 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 da. I forget, it's a metal song. We are the youth gone wild. So, and this is also, we got 2 pages. So younger people, but also you carry that youthful, young energy anyway. That's you anyway. But I feel like this is talking about, you wanting to just dive right in and go full force ahead and everything like that. And this could be an indication that maybe you do need to wait. And they're saying maybe you could wait until the sun moves into Gemini. Now that's going to be, if you're watching this in May, that's May 20th, and we start Gemini's season. So it does feel like things are going to start moving or happening as we enter Gemini season after the 20th of May. So maybe you've been waiting, and then this is the time when things finally get moving. You want to move on. You're done. You're ready to move on. You've put a lot of time and effort into this situation here. And it's just like, that's enough. I want to go. I've had enough. And you can be impatient. I mean, that's part. I mean, you're a doer. You're a goer. A goer and a doer. Is that right? A goer? Is that even a word? You're a go-getter. But you like to keep things moving. You're not comfortable like this. But you got to hang in there and have a little bit of patience. Things are going to start moving forward. Whatever you're trying to be freed from, you're going to be able to move forward, and it's going to probably be for many as we move into the sign of Gemini. So again, that's going to be after May 20th of 2026. Next, we're going to be looking at the sign of Taurus. Let me shuffle up the cards for Taurus. Yeah, and that solstice reading, Taurus, yeah, it's going to be, the Chiron is dipping into your sign, so that's going to be real interesting for a lot of Tauruses. It won't be staying there, it's just dipping in. But it's captured in that chart. You got the King of Swords, followed by the Star card, beautiful energy. And then we're going to pull 2 more cards from the Rock and Roll Tarot. This is the Hanson Roberts. And then this is the next 2 will be from the Rock and Roll Tarot, which is my creation. I think I forgot to mention that at the beginning. So the top card we have is the Ten of Wands, carrying a heavy load, working really hard. And then finally the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so when this came out, it doesn't always, it could be any air sign person, an Aquarius, a Gemini, Libra. When I said Aquarius, it could be Aquarius with the Star card here too, because that's Aquarius card. So it could be an Aquarius, it could be since the time of Aquarius. You know, it could be, when I said that right away, I thought of that Aquarius eclipse. Boy, that eclipse really nailed me too, I'll tell you. I'm still dealing with the aftermath of that eclipse. And you Tauruses, you may be also, because you know, it was a hard square to you. That was back at around February 17th. And so something like that really came through for me. Like it might have been something from that eclipse, and you've been worked in typical Taurus fashion. You've been plodding along, working, and you know there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You know, you're working hard, accumulating money, carrying a heavy load. The yoke, they're showing me like the yoke of the, you know, of the oxen really, but a bull would have that. That's that thing that they put on their back so they could pull the plow or whatever. You know, so you've been pulling that plow, you know, straddling right along here, and you're heading to something here. You're heading to something good. I'm hearing something tells me I'm in for something good. Yeah, so you're in for something good here. And the star is good. It can be in the physical sense. It could be like maybe you're going to be a star in your field, or, you know, receive some kind of award, you know, get rewarded for all this work, get acknowledged. But star is really a very high spiritual card, you know, and it's like the reward is being more and more aligned with your higher spiritual soul presence, which also will make your life flow better anyway. You know, when people are aligned with their higher, when you're fighting against the current, that's when you get into some trouble. But when you have this higher force, you know, when you're in touch with that, in tune with that, because your angels, your guides, whatever you want to call your higher spiritual part of you, or your higher consciousness, you know, that part of you knows exactly what you're doing here on Earth and what you're supposed to be doing. And the path of least resistance, that's coming through really strong too. Yeah, so, you know, you're almost to the end of the road here. These are end of the road things. The hard work is almost over and the payoff is near, my guides are saying. All right, if you want to get in on that solstice reading, head over to my website and it'll be available for a limited time. Very, very interesting. Next, we're going to look at the sign of Gemini. All right, Geminis, what's your money and finance picture looking like for our Gemini sun, rising, moon? You got the Six of Wands. That's triumph and victory, followed by the star. Not double star, but we just had star in the last reading. I mean, I don't want to offend anybody with the human body. Okay, I refuse to put markers on any cards, scribble on them with magic marker. I will not deface this. I will not deface my decks by scribbling on them with magic markers, sorry. Okay, let's go ahead and get two more cards for Gemini. Let's see here. We've got the Queen of Swords, and we've got the Knight of Fire. It's interesting because the last Taurus had an air sign here and also had star in the reading too. So there's some similarities. But this is actually a representation of you because you are an air sign. And the other air signs would be, the three air signs are Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. Could be any of them. And like I said in Taurus reading, when you've got the star card showing up here, you know, it could be an Aquarius because star is Aquarius, okay? So there is this energy coming forward. It feels really in flow. It feels really favorable. They're working together. There's a meetup, my guides are saying, and it's divinely facilitated by divine intervention here. So some of you could be, my guides are saying, star-crossed lovers. It could be something like that. But it could also be, you know, having to do with a lot of things. Maybe that perfect person that you've been looking for whatever, to fill a job, or they're looking for you to fill a job. Because the Six of Wands up here, this is triumph and victory, and this is usually success in the material world. This is usually some kind of a big, getting that promotion, getting that acknowledgement. If this is, it can still, I mean, this is a love, I mean, excuse me, this is a money reading. It's funny, my love comes out of my mouth, so, yeah, it could be, maybe we are dipping into a little bit of love. Maybe it's all intermingled. Maybe there's love found through the career path or something. But what I'm saying, if this resonates as love to you, even though it's a money reading, this person would put you on a pedestal. They would very highly respect you and all these types of things. So, but really it looks like whatever you're vying for, that big raise, that big promotion, that big job thing, looks like it's coming in, and your spirit guides and angels are working to bring in the right people to connect with to make your dreams come true. That's what my guides are saying. We're gonna do it. Laverne and Shirley. Hey, you want to get in on that solstice reading, Gemini? Head over to my website, VickiVerley.com, where you can find the links below. Have a great one. And next we're going to look at Cancer. Yeah, Cancer. Well, it's a very pivotal time for you guys, astrology speaking, because we're coming to the end of the Jupiter in your sign over the last year, right? And at the same time, the solstice is when the sun moves into your sign and kicks off Cancer season and the new season for everybody. So you are really, you're really you're in the mix, but you're also there, you're in this transitional time perhaps, Okay, let's do 2 more cards for Cancer, Sun, Rising, Moon. Anybody who has prominent Cancer in their chart. Okay, 2. 2 of Pentacles and 2 of Cups. It's interesting that I said 2 before I cut in 2 piles, and then we get double 2s again. I mean, we're doing, I've proclaimed this to be a money and finance reading, but man, the last sign, Gemini, and you are getting a lot of love overlap here. Well, the basis of the situation, these 2 cards are not the greatest. These are the money cards. And this one is being in that poverty consciousness, and this is being, well, not sure. I'm having to, borrow from Peter to pay Paul, or finances are up and down and all over the place. Up and down, you're turning me. Okay, but the Ten of Cups, it is a love card, but it does encompass so much more. The Ten of Cups is great happiness, joy. It's the culmination of positive emotions surrounding money, where there's been thoughts of lack perhaps, or uncertainty. This could be, hey, you got that job, or somebody is getting a settlement. You're getting that settlement. But there's reason to be overjoyed. Now the soulmate card is here. This could totally be some big love thing for some people. Again, I'm not gonna, try to force a square peg in a round hole and say this has to be only about money and finance. But we could apply it to money and finance easily. We could say maybe if you're partnered, your partner was looking for a job and you were having to pay all the bills without they're not pulling their part, and bam, they land that great job. So now you guys are back on solid ground. It could be like that. It could also be that the person who hires you is a soulmate. That's not uncommon. Our soulmates are not just our love interests. We have soulmates all through this earth walk here, and they're all kinds of different people. They come in many different guises, is that what my guides want me to say? But in many different forms, let's just say that. They could be the banker that gives you the loan. They could be the guy that is the person who hires you. They could be the recruiter who gets you the job, or different things like that. Okay, so with the Ten of Cups here, things are turning for the better. Get your emotional energy going the right way too. That's another thing that this could be. Get out of your head. Get out of your head and into your heart. I think that's backwards, but solstice reading, it's about you, but it's about a lot more. Check it out if you're interested. Next, we're going to look at the sign of Leo. All right, Leo, this is for Leo, Sun, Rising, Moon, and we want this to be a funny... I was trying to say money and finance, and the word funny came out. Well, we can be funny. I mean, I always appreciate some humor, but we really want to know about our money and finances for our Leos. The Leo, Sun, Rising, Moon. Anybody who has Leo placements or resonates with Leo energy, this is for you. What do we have here? 4 of Swords. The World. That's good. 2 more this way. Wow, 10 of Pentacles. And the Ace of Cups. Well, whatever you've been waiting for, it's going to come through in a big way with the World. Something is wrapping up too. With the World is wrapping up, and then the 10 of Pentacles is the end of the Pentacle cycle also. But with the World and 10 of Pentacles together, this is wrapping up in a good way. Maybe even more or better than, or more than you actually thought that you could do. It's just It also could have to do with somebody or some people. I'm feeling like it's going to be, you're going to be dealing with foreign corporations or something, like a worldwide, you know, beyond, it's not just local, it's worldwide, or a company, maybe a company that's, you know, worldwide. But it feels like that. They have a conglomerate, my guys want me to say, but maybe they have offices all over the place. In Japan, for sure, I'm picking up for somebody. There's offices in Japan, and they're showing me like a map, one of those maps with all the little dots all over the whole world, you know, so they're showing me that, and when the world card is here. This is the beginning of a beautiful relationship, a beautiful financial relationship, a beautiful whatever. This is where you can put your mind at ease with the Ace of Cups, and you can begin getting into that flow, getting into that energy, that flow, that abundance, you know, that new beginning of joyous, you know, heartfelt, heart-centered. You are heart-centered. So the money's going to be there. It's maybe been a while. And it could even be maybe you're going to attain something where you could even afford to take off a little time. If you've been working really hard and you get this, you know, you get this big thing, and it's just like, or at least you could stop trying so hard. You can at least like breathe easy. Now you can breathe easy because of this, whatever this big attainment thing here is. So it looks, I mean, you've had the best reading so far, Leo. If you want to dive into some real specifics about what's coming up, the astrology, the solstice reading has stuff for everybody. And I do know that I've been doing the readings for people, so I ran the chart. Venus is captured in Leo at that time. So this could be a really sweet upcoming season for many Leos and other things too. But when Venus is captured in your sign in the solstice, it's going to be for the whole season that you're going to have that attraction, like the things that we're showing in this reading with the Ace of Cups and the Pentacles and everything. All right, next let's take a look at the sign of Virgo. One flipped sideways, so we're going to take that. Was it only one or is it two? Two flipped sideways, okay. So we took the two that flipped sideways. And next we're going to do two more cards for money finance for Virgo, Sun, Rising, Moon. Anybody who has Virgo prominent in their charts. Got the Five of Wands and then the Page of Swords. Page of Swords was in that same spot earlier for somebody. It's news coming in the time of air. And when I'm doing this reading, we're about a week out from the Sun transiting into to Gemini. So that's going to be on the 20th. The Sun will move into Gemini. And then it's going to be making all these aspects too. It's going to be, well, mainly the Sun conjunct Uranus. But it's going to be trining Pluto, all this stuff that hasn't happened in a while. And then sextiling the Aries stuff. There's a lot of astrology that's kind of different this year. Looks like there's been a lot of competition. You know, a lot of competition going on. And my guys are talking about building a better mousetrap. You know, you're trying to build a better mousetrap here. The King of Cups is very instrumental. Now, for some of you, this could be the solstice too. So this could be Gemini moving into Cancer this upcoming month. But I feel for many of you, this is a real person, you know, and they may not even be around anymore. It could be a real person who's in spirit, currently in spirit. I feel that pretty strong for quite a few people. Somebody who was a Pisces. What's funny, I just said who was a Pisces, because it could have been any, it doesn't even have to be. The water sign energy is connected to spirit. You know, I don't know if I say that on this particular card. I don't. I say sublime. But, you know, this could be, it feels like it's somebody, I did say Pisces, so maybe for some it's a Pisces. But somebody who's in spirit, like a father, grandfather figure, who's kind of protective and watching out for you, and is proud of what you've accomplished, sees your accomplishments, looking down and sees your accomplishments, and they're very proud of you, and you're going to get some kind of a message or sign. For others, though, this could be an actual person, you know, who is maybe a water sign, a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, or coming up at solstice time, which is June 21st or 20th or somewhere around there. Depending on your location. And then, but what I want to say about them is they have those qualities that I mentioned. You know, they have that, they're patient, they're kind, maybe they're creative, you know. They'll be, my guides are saying they will be a pleasure to work with. Okay, they have a gentle, you know, be a pleasurable experience. Okay, next let's go ahead and move on. If you want to get the solstice reading, lots to talk about, Virgo, check it out. It's probably the last astrology reading of the year. Next we're going to look at Libra. First I need to get a little sip of water if I could find my water glass. Here it is. Alright. Libra, sun, rising, moon, money, finance, career reading for the upcoming time frame of whenever you find it. There he is again. Came out on the cut. And then Two of Pentacles. Next we go to this other deck, my Rock and Roll Tarot deck. 2 cards for Libra. 1, 2. We've got the 7 of Cups and the 5 of Wands. Okay, some of you may be struggling. You know, you may be struggling. This could have something to do with you as a child. Excuse me. Some of you, you know, this could be you as a child, you know, and this could be your core beliefs. But also, it could be some kind of a dream that you had as a child that might be coming back around. Even though maybe you've tried in the past, but you were faced with not enough money or you had some struggles with it, this thing may be coming around, my guides are saying, sooner than later. Situations have changed. You know, I always use this analogy. Sorry, it's something in my throat. Excuse me one second. I always use this analogy of, you know, like building a website. Maybe you tried to build a website, you know, even 5 or 10, even 10, but 5 years ago even, and you're just like, oh, this is so complicated, it's so hard, I don't want to, it's too much work. Now websites are all automated. They're so easy. Anybody can build a website. If you can use any kind of, if you've ever uploaded a picture on your phone to somewhere, you can build a website. I mean, it's so streamlined and easy. And, you know, maybe when you were younger, maybe the internet wasn't even invented, you know. So, and then you know, maybe you look later and it's just like, well, I have to build a website, or I don't have the money for that, or it's too complicated. Things are easier now. The timing is right now. That childhood dream could become a reality. Now, it depends, you know. It depends on what your childhood dream was. It may not fit into that exact model as, you know, that specific thing, but it may be something along those lines. You know, maybe you wanted to do something creative, but you know, maybe you wanted to be, you know, whatever, a rock star. But maybe you're not going to be a rock star necessarily, but maybe you could self-publish your music and get it out there. Or maybe it'll even get used in something. You know, maybe it's not a rock star, maybe it'll get used in a film or, you know, licensing or something. I mean, that's just one example of a million. You know, whatever your childhood dream was, it might not be that exact same thing, but that doesn't mean the door is shut forever. That's what my guide is saying. Remove these old ideas that it's impossible here, because it is possible. And it's more possible than ever before. That's what my guides are saying. Wow. All right, Libras. Well, if it doesn't resonate, check your other placements, sun, rising, moon. Check out the solstice reading. You guys are one of the cardinal signs. You're always affected by these ingresses, you know. And I won't be doing the fall ingress. This will be the last ingress reading for sure this year, if you want to get in on it. All right, next we're going to take a look at the sign of Scorpio, money, finance, and career for Scorpio, sun, rising, and moon. Let's see what we have here. Got the Two of Cups, which is the soulmate card. And then the Knight of Swords, which is air sign energy, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Let's go ahead, and it seems like this person is a soulmate. But let's go ahead. This is money, career, and finance for Scorpio. Scorpio, Scorpio. Star again. Boy, the star's been out. Don't want to offend anybody with the human body. Okay, here we go. And then Seven of Swords. Well, looks, you know, there's been some kind of a betrayal. It feels like the universe is really working in your favor. Your spirit guides, angels, they're pouring down blessings on you. And where you feel like you've been treated badly here, or maybe not even feel, maybe where you were. I mean, you were treated badly in a situation. Someone's coming in that's not like that. This is going to make up for that. I'm probably not going to be the same person. 99.9% of the time, it's not going to be the same person. It's not like you go back for more. If somebody treated you like crap and you go back for more. No. This is somebody treated you like crap, and then you meet somebody else who doesn't treat you like crap, who's honest, who you can trustworthy. This, these air signs, these sword people too, sometimes they're lawyers. They're legal lawyer people, So they may be, they may be somebody who just, goes after this person, and you're avenged that way. Avenge is not really the vindicated would be a better word. Avenge. That was a very strong word, wasn't it? Some of you, this thing is showing up to me like that medical symbol. Maybe some of you have a medical lawsuit on your hands, and maybe you're going to be led to that right lawyer or that right advocate for somebody that's going to be, help you out of this situation. But whatever the case, this isn't an ongoing situation. Star is raining down blessings and bringing in this soulmate who's going to be a very important factor. Could be the boss who hires you. Maybe you were treated badly at your last job. This is the boss who hires you at the new job. It's a stark difference though. And this is good. This is heaven sent, you could even say. So you're coming out of this betrayal mode, but good things are coming. This is behind you. The star has guided you towards this person in particular. I almost said these people, and it could be these people in some cases. But this could also be in that Gemini time as well, like with the air sign energy. So the Gemini time is going to be this May 20th. We move into the Gemini. Okay. All right, Scorpios. Well, thanks for watching. If you want to get in on that solstice reading, we'll dive in specifically and look at your chart for the upcoming season. There's some different things there this year, so it's an interesting read. There's mainly Chiron is one of the big things that is different. But anyways, let's go ahead and get Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you're such a crazy pants. Okay, Sun, Rising, Moon, money and finance for Saggies. Ace of Wands, planting those seeds. Queen of Cups, water sign energy, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, or water sign time frames. This could be at the beginning of May. We had that full moon in Scorpio. This could have been if you planted a seed back then. That could be you're starting to see it sprout. Let's see though. Let's see what else. 2 more cards for Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Boy, that 2 of Cups. It's been out. 2, 3. You got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3, my guides are saying. Well, this person is a soulmate, and there's some kind of relationship here. There's no gender in these readings. It might be a romantic thing. I know we're trying to gear this thing. We're trying really hard to steer this reading towards money and finance, but a lot of love stuff keeps popping up. Well, relationship stuff. And the other thing is, now that Uranus is in Gemini, Gemini is a very relationship-oriented sign. So, partnership sign. It's the twins. It's 2 of them. It's partnership oriented. That's what this reminded me of, the Gemini twins, when I looked at it. But it's actually like the soulmate twin souls or whatever. But what was I saying about that? I had a point to make. Oh, wow, this relationship stuff keeps showing up. Soulmate energy for everybody. Because Gemini, we walk hand in hand with another. My guys are saying one hand washes the other. So there could be a situation like that where you're involved with somebody, one hand washes the other. You do this for me and I do this for you, where we work in harmony and flow with each other. This is a harmonious, flowing relationship with the Queen of Cups. Again, no gender, but water sign person, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. And even if it's not a water sign person per se, there is... this person would be, there's an emotional relationship with the 2 of Cups and the Queen of Cups. There's an emotional connection. So if it's a work situation, you could just say, hey, we're friends, we get along great, or we're like work partners or something like that. You're building something. Some of you might be going back to school. This could be going back to school and have a really caring instructor or somebody that you really relate to. Because I had that, happen for me. I used to go to school all the time. Like every few years, I'd be going back to community college and those kind of things. I was always, taking classes and going to different things. And when I got an associate degree one of the times, I was there for a couple of years, and my kids were little, and I was really interested in psychology and stuff. So, like, I'd have my classes that I would save from I would have so many drudgery classes, like the math classes that I hated, and then the fun classes that I was really interested in, you know. So I was saving up child growth and development because my kids were little, you know. It was a psychology class, or psychiatry maybe, whatever, child growth and development. And then I get to that class, and this guy, you know, it was the worst class ever because of a teacher. He had these worksheets that he passed out. You know, if we had electronics like we do now, he would have been on his phone the whole time. I think he was like sleeping the whole time. He had these old school typewriter written, and this was already in the time of computers because that's one of the reasons I was there, to learn computer graphics, you know. So he's got these old, tired, it's all written in typewriter, and he just passes out these worksheets, and it was just the most boring, and it was in this area of the building too. It was down in this little hole in the basement. It was just like, ooh, I just dreaded going there. And so, you know, the instructor makes all the difference. And then by the same token, I always hated history and growing up in school, and I would fall asleep during history because it was just war, war, war. And I had to take art history because it was an art degree that I was going for. And I was just like, oh no, art history. Ugh. That was one of my, ooh, this class is gonna suck, be hard classes. And the teacher was so awesome and so engaging and interesting that, you know, it was the best class. It was one of the best classes. So the instructor, and if you vibe with them, that's always going to make the biggest difference, you know. And I feel like for many of you, whatever you're going to be able to work together, you're going to be able to catch on if it's a teaching situation. And this is going to be a strong, good relationship that also ties into your prosperity, okay? All right. Hey, Sag, if you want to get in on that solstice reading, head over to my website. It's available for a limited time. Next, we're going to do Capricorn. All right, Cappy. Well, you know, you're an ingress person too. Like I always say, you're one of the 8 cardinal ingresses, so you will feel this. You will feel this strongly. Strongly. Okay. Let's do 2 cards for Capricorn for money, career, and finance. Capricorn, Sun, Rising, Moon. Anybody with Capricorn? Ace of Pentacles. Now we're talking. 3 of Wands. Nice. Okay, 2 more cards for Capricorn, Sun, Rising, Moon. Anybody with prominent Capricorn placements? That's you. And 6 of Wands. Wow, I like this reading. And I'm a Capricorn, and I like it. I'll take it. I claim this reading. Yeah, so here it is. Well, here's you, or a representation of you. It could be any of the earth signs. It could be the Taurus, the Capricorn, or Virgo. Ace of Pentacles. Here's what I want to say. Things are going to you're going to get the ball rolling before we leave Taurus season. So we're going to be in Taurus at the time of this reading for about another week. So I want to say for many, it could be really quickly. With aces, it's eminent. It was the first card out, it's eminent. Ace of Pentacles. They're going to get the call about the new job. You're going to do the new beginning in money. You're going to, or if you're waiting for a good time to do these, to send out the resume, fill out the application, fill out the loan, whatever you're wanting to do, or launch the website, whatever it is. Ace of Pentacles is saying, let's do it now while we're still in Taurus. But this is also you. I love this. Ace of Pentacles, whatever you're doing, you're going to see, it will be successful. You will see success. You will thrive. Your 6 of Rods says you could even do better than you thought you could do, man. 6 of Rods. Well, actually, am I doing this? Yeah, I'm doing this reading before the Taurus new moon. This is reminding me of the sun and moon. It could be the Taurus new moon on the 16th, which is this weekend. 16th for most people. Might even be this Taurus new moon this weekend. You could already, that might be the day to send that stuff, or you'll get that text, you'll get that call, you'll get that email response or that post. You're coming out victorious on the other end. 6 of Rods. These cards are telling me that this is going to be as good or better than what you hoped for. And I'm feeling it may pertain exactly to an amount of money. So maybe, you have a range of salary that you're looking at. You're probably going to, get up there in that higher range, Or maybe you're trying to sell something and you're not sure what's going to ask for it. You're going to be able to get my top dollar. My guides are saying you'll be able to get top dollar. So hey, I'll take that all day long, right, Caps? All right, Capricorn, if you want to get that reading, head over to my website. You can always get that or other readings that I offer, but this is the special for a limited time. Next, we're going to look at the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius! Top dollar. I can't stick it in my head. I'll take that. Okay, this is not about that. Here, we got to clear. Let's clear the energy. All right. All right, Aquarius, you're up next. Aquarius, sun, rising, moon. Anybody who has prominent Aquarius placements or relates, this is for you. Ace of Swords, Queen of Cups. Boy, that Queen of Cups has been out today for everybody. She's really been out in the readings for everybody. It's like there's an emotional component to it or something. Or people get emotional or have emotional attachments to the outcome, maybe. Four of Wands and Four of Swords, double fours. Okay. This, I want to do the 144. Isn't that 12 squared or something? Isn't that... That's prevalent. That's a number, that's something. Isn't that... Doesn't that even have its own thing like 22? And is that a master number in numerology? Let me just see. Is it 12 times 12, 144? Let me 12 times 12. Yeah, it is 144. Something about that is really ringing a bell with me. And I'm not quite nailing it down, but you know, it also could be different for different people. But maybe that number means something to you. I think it is a master number, they call it. Like 22 and 11 are master numbers. Is 144 a master number in numerology? Question mark. Let's see. No. Now, 144 is not considered a master number. 11, 22. Well, this is what AI says. Let's see here. No, it has no meaning. Okay, well, let's see. Let's just quickly look at this. Seeing 144 generally is interpreted power, divine message, encouraging you to build a stable foundation for your future, focusing on spiritual growth and trust that your hard work is manifesting abundance. Oh, angel number, yeah. Angel number 144. Guardian angels are trying to communicate and provide guidance for love, relationship, career. All right, well, you can look it up on your own. I'm not going to sit here all day looking this stuff up. If that has any resonance, leave it in the comments if you find any, if anybody looks it up and finds it, or it means something to you right off the bat, you know what it means. Leave it in the comments then. But something about that. Now, you've been waiting. You've been waiting, you've been healing, maybe since the time of Pisces even. So that would have been the end of March, so it's been like 6 weeks or more. Ace of Swords is a big triumph, a victory, moving forward, triumph, victory, breakthroughs. There's been a breakthrough. Maybe where you thought that the sky was gray, all of a sudden now it's a brand new day. Maybe where you thought that the sky was gray and now all of a sudden it's a brand new day. Hey. I know, don't quit your day job. I'll never be a rapper, right? Four of Wands, there's something about your home environment, moving, property, maybe moving to maybe having a home office. Maybe some of you are wanting to have a home office. That could definitely be a work for home, a more relaxed environment, or a relaxed environment in general. Maybe it just sort of feels homey or whatever, there's some places you work, like I was just telling somebody in the other reading of that one class, we had to go down in this room in the basement, and it was dank and dark and smelly, and you had to walk down these like basement tunnels almost to get to this little room, and it was just so depressing. So, but sometimes you work at a place and it's beautiful and you love going there and it has great energy and stuff. So there's something about that in your surroundings. Or if you're trying to raise your prosperity, maybe, it's a good time to do that. This Queen of Cups is going to be instrumental. Queen of Cups being a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Sun, rising, moon. Could be something back from the Scorpio new moon, but I'm not picking that up as strong for you. I said that for somebody else, but could be. That was on the 1st of May. All right, next we're going to look at Pisces. Pisces, everybody. All right, Pisces. Sun, rising, moon. Anybody who has placements in Pisces or relates, this is for you. First card we have is Page of Fire, and next we have Wheel of Fortune. Okay. All right. All right, next we're going to do 2 cards from the Rock and Roll Tarot. 2 cards there. Here we go. 1, 2. Emperor and 10 of Pentacles. Okay. All right, so the Emperor, you're going to hear from the Emperor. Whoever the Emperor is, that's going to vary in your case. Is it your boss? Is it the guy at the bank? Is it the government official? Is it the judge in the court case? Whoever the Emperor is, it does not have to be a male energy, but they are the person who is the authority figure. They're running the show. They have final say-so, okay? There's going to be news communication. Now, it's showing fire. Well, you know what we have coming up with fire energy? At the end of the month, on the 31st, we're going to have that blue moon in Sagittarius. So it could be that by the time we get to that blue moon, that kind of makes sense, too, because with the other cards, because we have this 10, which is the end of the road, or something you've been working really hard on, or the end of the road, I keep wanting to say. And, you know, the 31st is the end of the month. But also, the Wheel of Fortune, you know, that could be something that doesn't come around very often. It's a once in a blue moon. I would totally connect that phrase, once in a blue moon, to the Wheel of Fortune. And it also is about divine timing. It also is about being in the right place at the right time. A fated encounter, a fated destiny with the Emperor. The timing is right. If you're looking for a time to contact the Emperor, you know, reach out about a job or whatever you're reaching out to the Emperor about, sending those inquiries here, I would go with that date of the 31st of May, because that's going to be that moon in Sagittarius. And there is a Wheel of Fortune kind of connection with it. You know, it is kind of a rare thing, only once in a while thing. So, yeah, it looks like there's going to be some positive news. So the wheel is always a good thing. The wheel is up. It means being in the right place at the right time, divine synchronicities, fortune, fate, luck, all good stuff, after a lot of hard work. All right, hey Pisces, if you want to dive in and look a little further, I offer various readings, but I am running that special on the solstice. You can check the link below or head over to my website. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I have more readings also on Patreon, similar to this, little short weekly readings every week that goes over all the astrology and then some cards for each sign if you like this shorter format. If you don't have time to sit around for a couple hours for a reading and you like to just get to the point reading style, then I do have that. And I also have longer readings on my YouTube channel here. So check out my channel, and I have other interesting metaphysical musings and creativity and spirituality stuff over there too. So check out my channel. If you can hit the likes, hypes, all that good stuff, much appreciated. Have a good one. I'll be back soon with another reading. Till then.